Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about 8 tips, tricks, hints, things that I think you should know as you begin your Diablo IV gaming experience, or for those of you who have already started playing, there might be some information in here that you either didn't know or didn't think about. So stay tuned. We're going to get right into it. I've got 8 things to share with you today. Let's just jump right in. First of all, right off of the intro screen, go to options, go to gameplay, and there's these 2 boxes right here for tooltip. They're going to be unchecked. So let me uncheck them so that they go back to normal. And here's what you'll notice. If you go to select a new weapon or item, you've got your stats that are on the screen there. So, take a look. It tells you what you've got, what you're going to be putting in. The one thing that you see is damage per second. I know there's a plus 441 on here. Everything else, I got to kind of try to figure it out on my own. But if we go back and click on gameplay and click tooltip compare and tooltip information and save those. Nope, cancel. Now, when we go back and pull up an item, you'll notice that now you can see the difference in green for each individual property. Also, you'll see properties that are lost when they're equipped. Just to kind of make it easy, you can look at one. I can look at cleave. I know what it's going to give me, and I know what it's going to take away if I choose to replace that item. So I think that's a very valuable thing to have in there, and something that I like to see. And I don't think it takes up too much screen real estate when that happens. One other thing while we're in the character menu, number 2, is don't forget that you can respec your abilities. So you've got this skill tree. When you start out, you're going to be putting points into these skills. Just keep in mind that you can see if I click on one of these, I can either assign a skill or I can refund that rank. You can see at the bottom there, refund rank costs $2,000. Some of these are free right when you first start. So take a look and don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to put points in this anymore. I want to go somewhere else with it. Just know that you can do that. Be aware. It costs a little bit of gold, but I don't think it's too unreasonable. The third thing that I want to show you in regards to your character, you've got some different things in your character screen. Equipment, quest aspects, but also consumables. There are elixirs in the game, and when I first started, I would obtain some elixirs, and I'm like, yeah, this elixir does, fire damage reduction, but I don't think I need that right now, so I'm not even going to bother using it. But one thing that I want to point out is I feel you should always have an elixir active. Why? Because you'll notice the very last line, experience increased by 5% for 30 minutes. Across the board, experience gain 5% for 30 minutes. And so you can kind of customize these to what you think you're going to be doing. Oh, I'm going into, a fire dungeon, whatever. But there's also just character buffs. Increase armor by 900. But in all times, take advantage of getting that experience increase of 5%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you know what? It adds up quickly. Trust me. All right. Another thing to not forget about here, item number 4 is your Renown. Now, for every place that you go in the map and everything that you do, you can see if I hover over an area, then I go up here to the top, it's going to say, okay, this is Skosklin, Westering, Lowlands, suggested level 53, Renown, and all of the things that are located within that region. It's important to know, if I click W here, you can see it says W, click rewards to the right. If I click W, now you can see your region progress. Don't forget to claim these. This gives you bonus XP, bonus gold, and skill points that you can put in your skill tree, or additionally potion capacity, which is huge. As you're going through refund it, you can see I've explored a lot of some areas, and some areas I've got a lot left to do to get more renown in those areas and get more bonuses. So the skill points are huge, and like I said, the potion capacity is huge too. If you exit out of this and go and look at my character, right now I'm able to carry 9 healing potions. You start the game out with, is it 3 or 4? I'm up to 9 already, and let me tell you, it helps a lot. And that all came from getting renown as you explore the different territories. One other thing that I want to mention, especially while we're here in Kyovashad, up here you get to select what level you want to play the game on. So there's this tree, and it'll tell you when you first start, do you want to be an adventurer? Do you want to be a veteran? So adventure, it tells you, look, enemies are easy. It's good for story mode. You just kind of want to get through the game. It's levels 150. It's great. I would highly suggest, though, go ahead and start with veteran. The enemies aren't that much more challenging, but that 20% increase in experience and 15% in gold is huge early on in the game. If you have an Elixir active and you're playing on veteran mode, you're getting 25% increased XP the whole time. Talk about leveling up fast. And then once you complete the game, you're actually able to go to a dungeon and then go up to Nightmare or Torment, etc. But I highly suggest putting on Veteran. Look, if you start Veteran and it is too hard for you, then just drop back down to Adventure. There's no penalty for doing that. So I think that's valuable. One other thing that happens, when you complete Act 3, you are able to get a mount. Mounts are so key for being able to get from one place to another without having to engage enemies on the map. I'll show you in just a second, but when you start Act 4, the quest will show up right here by Oscar, and all you'll have to do is start the quest. You just talk to him, and then you're able to go ahead and get your mount, and you can select what your horse looks like, what the horse armor looks like, etc., etc. Don't forget to do that at the start of Act 4. Okay, let's get into something that'll show us some action. Now, here is one thing I didn't know right away, and it took a second. So let me go over here to Ministad. Yes, you can fast travel. First of all, I'm gonna go to a shrine. There are things called faded plaque shrines, and when I first encountered them, I didn't know what to do. Now I know, and I'm gonna give you tip number 7, what to do at these faded plaque shrines. So one thing you notice, I have my mount, right? And let's go. See, there's some enemies, vampire bats. They do nothing. I ride right past them. I also have I have a faster trot I can do. There's another batch of enemies. We're good to go. Okay, so here is one of those faded plaque shrines that I was talking about. If we come over here and stand and we interact, we interact with it, it comes up with this. Most of the inscription has been lost to time. A few very legible words read, atone, thy darkest sins. So each time you come to a shrine, these words will be different, but you want to look at the first word and then select an emote that would conform with whatever that word is. So if we do nothing and walk away, nothing happens. You can sit there and hammer this button as many times as you want. But if you go to your emote screen, which is actually E, now you've got a bunch of different emotes that you can select from. Atone, I would think, might be sorry. So let's select the sorry emote and see what happens.
I apologize.
So for this shrine, it gave us a whole bunch of different potions. There's a lot of different rewards. Some shrines will give you extra money when you kill enemies. Some shrines will give you a buff. And obviously some shrines will give you these extra health vials. So very cool. Didn't know about those when I first started, and I think it's valuable information. And what's tip number 8, you say? Tip number 8 is, look, it's a huge map. There's a lot going on in Diablo. Take your time, have fun, enjoy the experience. Even when you get to the end game, the whole game almost changes into brand new content. It's amazing. Blizzard did a great job. I've had a lot of fun playing Diablo 4. I hope you do as well. If you like this video, first time here, click that subscribe button or give me a thumbs up. I would certainly appreciate it. Thanks for your time today. Look for more Diablo 4 content and other games on the channel. My name is Skojo. I will see you again soon.